New Jersey general manager Ray Shero, per Pierre LeBrun, is listening to offers on Taylor Hall. This shouldn't really be much of a surprise. The Devils, they're, I believe, second to last in the NHL standings right now. Of course, Halsey is unrestricted free agent this summer. You got to imagine he's going to get dealt at some point. What's your take on this, brother?
Yeah, it makes total sense for them to kind of start doing this earlier, because when you're looking at a return, the longer the team's going to get to have him throughout the regular season, the more you're going to be able to get back. So you always wonder when people do have big-time UFAs that they're going to lose at the end of the season. It's like the day of the trade deadline is probably the worst deal you're going to get. Ideally, you do it the entire season before at the draft. I have no idea if that was discussed. I'm guessing it wasn't because of the changes New Jersey made and the guys they brought in to think that they could have a way better season. Hasn't turned out that way. So now you're thinking, all right, Hall's given us indication. I'm not saying he has or hasn't, but as we've asked him, are you any interest in re-signing? He's kind of said no. If that is the case, well, we can't trust he's going to be re-signing here, because if he really wanted to be here, he'd probably be willing to do this now to save the headache. But instead, he has every right to go test the UFA market for the first time. And if you hear about a trade that goes down, it will include much bigger, not bigger. There'll be stuff in the deal that if he re-signs with the team that they trade him to, they'll get even more. So there'll be some incentives for that team to try to re-sign him, or maybe not, because they'll lose more in the trade. But listen, why would this kid stay there right now? Devils fans, you can hate me, but he's in the prime of his career. He's been on one good team basically so far in his NHL career. He's had an MVP season. He should deserve the right to not only play where he wants to, but get paid pretty much what he wants to. So I think you'll see him out, and the sooner is the more likely to me, especially if they continue to lose.
I think it'll be a good move for both parties, because then the assets that New Jersey will get in return is going to, if they're able to draft well and use them to gain more guys. I mean, their core group is fairly young.
Yeah, Hughes and Heischier, your top players up front.
Yeah, so they got a good solid team moving forward. So I like the move. And Halsey will get to go play where he wants. I'm just curious to know what the ask will be. My assumption would be a first rounder, depending on how good of a prospect. And I'm assuming for Hall, they're going to want somebody who might be ready to jump in now, like a bubble guy who they're like, if this guy takes another jump in his game, this guy's going to be a solid NHLer. And then maybe even a later round draft pick, like a fourth round. So if I'm a team though, go get him now. So you get majority of the season with this guy. Let him get used to playing with the guys on your team. I've heard some. Have you guys heard any rumors about where he might be going?
Well, I was reading a couple of things just on Twitter, and then started thinking about him on Colorado.
Yeah.
But I had Colorado Saturday night, Chicago money line, puck line. They went down 1-0. They were up 3-1. 40 seconds later, it felt like Do
they still have that Ottawa first rounder? Is that for next year's draft? Because remember, they ended up getting it in the Duchesne trade where it wasn't lottery protected. I'm not like Bob McKenzie. I can't balance like the drafts and like these.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I couldn't tell you.
That was this past season.
Oh, why is okay? Because I was going to say that maybe they do have one in there to give away, but I mean, oh my God, that would be fun to see him on Colorado. So, now they have to do it because we said it, right? They'd be selfish not to.
They're going to build a statue to us in Denver.
I've been here in Buffalo, but I can't imagine.
You got to think that if the deal, a team's not going to give up like a ton of things when they don't know if he's going to be re-signing there. So maybe that's where we're saying like 2 first-round picks are thrown in if he re-signs. It's just hard to pay this haul that the Devils are going to want, no pun intended. And then also like, no, we might lose him in 6 months. So we'll see.
We should just keep starting rumors about where he's getting traded.
And he doesn't have any protection as far as no trade clause, so they could really send him anywhere they want. Obviously, he'll end up with a contender. Halsey, he's still only 28 years old, just turned 28. And this is the last year of that 7-year, $42 million deal he signed with Edmonton way back in 2012. So this, I would say he's probably going to be the biggest name on the deadline for sure.